Okay. When we get into this top four quarter position, what that means is that your partner who's on the bottom is down here in this little turtle position, right? They've probably fucked up at some point in time and have really ended up in this position. Maybe one way that this could happen is maybe I'm in a side control position, right? And I'm able to scoop my hips out until we're perpendicular, and then I slide back and I'll end up into this. So it could be an escape to get into that top four quarter position or bottom four quarter position. And from there, maybe I'm going to be trying to pull guard. So I'm going to go ahead and go into that Gamby roll that we worked on, right? So there's reasons why I might do that. Maybe I'm really good at a sit out, which we haven't covered yet. But, all kinds of things that we can do and reasons why we might want to go do this bottom four quarter, right? But again, play to your strengths. And one thing that is very common with newbies is that people tend to really kind of end up with their back taken or end up in this bottom four quarter all the time because they keep turning away from their opponent and ending up here. So with that said, here we go. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put my chest down between the shoulder blades of my opponent. My hands are out here to post. My base is wide. All right. I have my ear close to his head, as always. I'm gonna take my hand here and I'm gonna block his head in the direction that I'm going, so that he just can't follow me, right? And I'm gonna walk and I'm gonna do these little slides around. I have hit the wall. It's okay. You probably want to see it from the side anyway. So I get here and I'm sliding. My legs never cross. And I'm not really picking them up. I'm not really dropping them. I'm scooting them along the ground in little movements. So once I get here, I'm going to pinch and I'm going to drop my hip here. Right? So now my pressure, just like with a switch-based position, is this pinch between these two, and my hip is dropped down. Now a lot of times here, like my hand might go onto his inner thigh. We would call that like a thigh ride, and it might be grabbing his bicep or his gi right here if I want to onto his tricep on this arm on this side. And this is just kind of your control position. I'm not dropping my hips all the way down. I apologize if I said that. I'm not doing that. I'm just kind of pushing into him because, again, the way that he's going to start to escape this is he might go into that Gamby roll. He needs to be able to push back and lean into me and whatnot to start to do that. Or at one point in time, he's got the opportunity for a sit out here. So my pressure, my connection is going to stop him from being able to move that at least to a certain extent, right? Not always the case. There are always answers to everything. But my hip's off the ground. I'm driving into him. My hip is into him, not my shoulder, right? I'm dropping my weight at this 45-degree angle into this near side hip, and I am pinching. So I got into this north-south position, right? North-south top control position. It just means that we're facing opposite directions, right? He's facing the ground, this turtle. I'm gonna block, and I'm gonna scoot, right? And I scoot, and I scoot, and I scoot. My pressure in this position is I'm driving into him with that sprawl, right? My toes are active. If you're just kind of keeping your weight on your toes, your weight's going straight down. And also notice that I'm not spinning. I'm not going really fast into this position, right? I'm here, I roll my hip is off the ground, and I'm pushing into him and pinching. I might grab his inner thigh, I might go here and here. From here, I'm gonna go into kind of this missionary position. Yeah, I said that. So from here, I'm gonna come, bring my leg in here, and I'm gonna drop my weight down. My pressure is through my lower chest, if not hips, onto his hips, right? So I'm pushing down here on his hips. That way he can't like start to lift me up as easily. He can't start to like try to run away from me, literally, right? My connection is kind of like through this pitch onto his hips and whatnot. It's not the world's greatest thing. We're not gonna stay here forever. And I'm rooting to the floor through my knees. So as we're passing, my pressure's with my chest, right? My connection is kind of with that chest as well. I've got my hands a little bit if I need to, especially when I start that and I'm blocking the head. That's gonna be part of my connection, right? Move around, and my my root into the ground is gonna move through my toes, right? Driving into him. When I get here and I go into that kind of like a switch base kind of position, My pressure is on that near side rib kind of onto his hip, right? My connections between that rib and that hip, right? That little pinch. And my root is going to be with the legs pushing into him, right? So I get into this position, right? So from here, if I wanted to kind of start circling back, I could sprawl back out and I can still, kind of do that walk around, right? I can stop here if I want to without crossing my legs. Small space, sorry. And I can move all the way around. And you should practice that, going around in the circle and changing directions to just kind of maintain this top four quarter position, right? From a control standpoint, I think that's as far as we really need to go at this moment in time. There's going to be things that we can do, like if I'm in this back position here, I might grab his tricep, put my hand on his hip, stand onto his thighs, then jerk up on his shoulder and drop down into that kind of back mount position. I might, actually this is probably a good thing to kind of talk about. So if I'm in this position, and I want to start to sweep him over. I want to start taking his back and whatnot. One thing I can do is I'm gonna bring this leg and put it alongside his body. I'm gonna bring this leg behind, right? And in this case, I'm gonna grab his ankle. Normally, I'd kind of grab his pant leg or the inner thigh. That's perfectly fine. And I've got this hand here on his elbow or whatever I can grab here to kind of pin this. I don't want him kind of posting out. From here, I can do a big back step and pull. And when I pull, I want to pull over a dead angle, so I'm not pulling him straight to the side. I'm pulling him back towards his hips, back in this direction, I believe. I'll know this as soon as I do it on a person, I swear. So here I'm dropping back, and then from this position, I don't want him to land onto my leg, so I'm going to get it out of the way as I pull, and then I can kind of fall into the side control position if that's something I prefer. Whatever we can kind of get to that from there. So just so you know that's there. We're definitely going to go over this again when we have a human body to work with. But for right now, that's going to be kind of, I think, a good place to stop when it comes to this top four quarter position.